All right, Shalom. All right, this is going to be the last installment of the Revelation 6 chapter. I'm just going to go ahead and go through verses 12 through the end, through 17. So, giving all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh Shai, Bashem, Hakodash, double honors to the apostles and elders, the great millstone, the rule and teach well. Peace, love, salutation to the elect 144 first fruit. All right, so without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and read. I may just read all of it through and then go back up and then, go ahead and end the series out. Revelation 6 and 12, and I beheld when he had opened the sixth seal, and lo, there was a great earthquake, and the sun became black as sackcloth of hair, and the moon became as blood. Verse 13, and the stars of heaven fell unto the earth, even as a fig tree casteth her untimely figs, when she is shaken of a mighty wind. Verse 14, and the heaven departed as a scroll when it rolled together, and every mountain and island were moved out of their places. Verse 15, and the kings of the earth, and the great men, and the rich men, and the chief captains, and the mighty men, and every bond man, and every free man hid themselves in the dens and in the rocks of the mountains, and said to the mountains and rocks, fall on us, and hide us from the face of him that sitteth on the throne, and from the wrath of the Lamb. Verse 17, for the great day of his wrath is come, who shall be able to stand. So verse 12, it says, and I beheld when he had opened the sixth seal. So of course that he who opened the sixth seal is speaking about the Lamb that is mentioned in the beginning, which we have to understand that the Lamb is who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. His correct holy name is Yahweh Shai, all right, in the Hebrew. So we understand he that opened the six seals, Yahweh Shai. And lo, there was a great earthquake, and the sun became black as sackcloth of hair, and the moon became as blood. Exactly. So this is going on. So pretty much you understand between the sixth and the seventh trump is when the destruction will, take place and come consume this entire place, which was called America, and that's what the verse 12 is speaking about. That great earthquake, the sun becoming black, all the smoke, blood, red moon, things of that nature. It's the destruction. So we can back that what I just set up with bringing out the book of Job, what it says, Job 5 and 19. Yeah, he shall deliver thee in six troubles. All right, yeah, and in seven there shall no evil touch thee, because in between the sixth and seventh trump is the destruction, is the missiles, and then ultimately the salvation will come. You see what I'm saying? So that's what verse 12 is speaking about. Let's go to verse 13. So verse 13, it says, and the stars of heaven fell unto the earth, even as a fig tree casteth her untimely figs when she is shaken of a mighty wind. So that mighty wind is speaking about the nuclear destruction that is going to take place in between the sixth and seventh trump. And I know a while back, Apostle Tahar said he believes that we are in the middle of the sixth. You were in that transition of the sixth and seventh trumpet, because we are actually going into the time of Jacob's trouble, which is part of the sixth trump, going into the seventh. So that is a factual statement that he just made, and biblical statement that he made. And it's going along, that statement goes along exactly with Revelation, the sixth chapter here. So that mighty wind is that nuclear destruction, and the heaven here. Matter of fact, let me see this word. Well, the stars, not just heaven. So it says, and the stars of heaven fell on the earth like these idols, these lofty people, these proud people. They're going to be taken down by the mighty wind. Okay, they're going to be taken down by the mighty wind. So that's verse 13, and it's going to be verse 13 really is going to be more explained as we read on. So verse 14, it says, and the heaven departed as a scroll when it was rolled together, and every mountain and island were moved out of their place. Right. So the heaven departed as a scroll is speaking about. There we go. Let's get the images. Mushroom. It's speaking about a mushroom cloud. All right. So going back, it says what? And the heaven departed as a scroll when it was rolled together. All right. So now let's get that word heaven. This is where I wanted, which the word heaven is Uranos, which means the vaulted expanse of the sky with all things visible in it. So this is an actual sight or an actual thing that we are going to see. We're going to see these mushroom clouds when all these missiles hit. Okay? All right. Here's a real good one. You see how it rolls together? Okay? It rolls together after the explosion. That's what John the Revelator is seeing here. He's seeing an explosion and then the heaven, the actual expanse of the sky roll together with those clouds. All right, from the explosion. So let's go ahead and get another example of that or a description of that in Isaiah 34. Let's see. All right, cool. Isaiah 34 and 4, it says, "And all the host of heaven shall be dissolved." Right. This host of heaven that it's speaking about is Esau's. So you can read about this is a precept to Revelation, the 12th chapter, when it speaks about Michael and his angels versus the dragon and in the heavens. Okay, because we're actually going to see Michael and his angels come back and be fighting these F-15 fighter jets, these F-35 fighter jets in the sky. And the host of heaven shall be dissolved, are talking about these Edomites, this carnal ass host that's going to be in the Air Force, the Space Force. It's talking about that host, because the word host means an army. So, this carnal realm's army of the sky is going to be dissolved. It says, "And the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll." Right. So pretty much the same thing here. It's going to be departed as a scroll or rolled together as a scroll. Those are speaking about the mushroom clouds. All right. The destruction. Okay. And it says, "And every mountain and island were moved out of their places." Figuratively, spiritually, and literally, the scriptures talk about the earth shall shake to and fro. And then we also know that the mountains are speaking about governments and things of that nature. So verse 15, it says, "In the kings of the earth, and the great men and the rich men." So the kings of the earth is pretty much speaking about, let's just keep it simple, the elite of Esau, the elite of E. and so on and so forth with the rest of the individuals, the the ones sitting on a pedestal in Moab, in Ammon, in these other nations like the Elamites, the Ishmaelites, all their top men, things of that nature. So those are the kings of earth, but we're just going to keep it simple. And the elite of Esau, because that's really what this war is about. It's Esau versus Jacob, which Jacob later became Israel when you read about it in the book of Genesis. So it's the elite of Israel versus the elite of Edom, and that's going to be the big fight. When Yahushua cracks the skies, those are going to be the elite. We're already going to have some elite of Esau, of Israel on the planet. That's why Yahushua said, "Shall I find faith?" So we're already, Lord willing, we're a part of that number. We're already going to be on the planet as the elite of Israel, but the rest of the elite of Israel are going to crack the skies and come, jack this dude up for the atrocities that he's done to our people. And really to the entire world, the entire earth, oikoumene. So that's the elite of Esau, and the rest. Matter of fact, let's keep going. It says, "And the rich men, and the chief captains, and the mighty men, and every bondman, and every free man, hid themselves in the dens and in the rocks of the mountains." Right. So that's speaking about the underground bunkers. All right. So these rich men, mighty men, because a lot of rich people are leaving out of America, and I'm sure they have bunkers in Greenland and Iceland and Denmark, and I'm just naming places in Russia and things of that nature. They're gonna, go into those bunkers to escape the nuclear destruction. But anyone who has a bunker in America, it's gonna be you're digging your own grave by going into your bunker. You're not gonna survive it. Everyone in America, minus the elect, are going to die in America to the nuclear destruction. It's going to be the lake of fire, all right? No one's going to make it out, all right? Only ones who are going to make it out are the ones who get beamed up from a chariot, all right? and that's the 1/3, which is spoken about, was at Zechariah 13. And then, of course, the elect 144, which is mentioned in Revelation, the 7th chapter, the next chapter over, with the 144 sealed from, each tribe or whatnot. And the 144 are encompass around the entire globe, so they're scattered. But the elect 1/3 are primarily, because it says in that land, that land is speaking about America. So the 1/3 is going to be in America. 1/3 are mainly going to be comprised of women, children, and a sprinkle of men here and there. Maybe those are the men who gave the prophets a cup of water, like the scriptures say. You should receive a prophet's reward. So some men like that. Maybe family members that you have. Maybe your father or your cousin that you love dearly, things of that nature. Maybe a brother that was close to you biologically, but may have not believed until the last minute. You see what I'm saying? So that's the the 1/3, but the elect 144 are scattered across the four corners of the earth. That's why you see all these camps popping up. Verse 16, it says, "And said to the mountains and rocks, fall on us and hide us from the face of him that sitteth on the throne, and from the wrath of the Lamb. The face of him that sitteth on the throne is Yahweh, and the wrath of the Lamb." This is another clear cut to individuals who be like, "Oh, Jesus is all love." No, clearly he isn't, because he's coming with a wrath. And then you have the classic precept here in the book of Matthew, the 10th chapter, the 34th verse, I want to say. Think not that I come to send peace on earth. I came not to send peace but a sword. Right. So that's his wrath that's going to come onto this place. And in the last verse it says, "For the great day of his wrath is come, and who shall be able to stand?" And that's a rhetorical question, because no one's going to be able to stand. No one's going to be able to stand the missiles here in America and other places that get hit, or other places are going to get hit with missiles as well, but they're not going to be able to stand, because the wrath of the Lord just doesn't end with the missiles. You got putting these heathens in slavery too. They're not going to be able to withstand that. They're going to be forced into it, and they're going to end up liking it, because we're going to beat the hell out of them, and that's the end all be all, and happily ever after for Israel. So this was a very swift lesson, very understandable, very quick and to the point. Verses 12 through 17 is really speaking a lot about the destruction, the missiles, these elite trying to hide in the bunkers, but it's not going to work. The mushroom clouds. These things are about to come to pass here soon. Jacob's trouble is going to hit, and the peak, or the climactic point of Jacob's trouble will be the nuclear destruction. So Lord willing, this was edifying. This is the last installment of the Revelation 6 series. You can go into my playlist on my home. If you click home, or if you click playlist tab or whatever on my page, you'll see all the videos of Revelation 6. And then you can go through each and every single one of them and get the full breakdown of Revelation, the 6th chapter. So Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. And for those who are keeping up with the series, Lord willing, this series was edifying and you learned a lot. Giving all glory, honor, praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Hakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule and teach well. Peace, love, salutation to the elect 144 first fruit. Until the next time, shalom. And like always, repent, for Yahweh Shai is coming back sooner than what me and you believed. Shalom.